I mean, there should be no surprise that those things are in this year's budget provisions or have been debated in this year's legislative session. It's a continuation of the priorities of Republican leadership that they would really like to see a more free market approach towards public education. And they're absolutely fine with sacrificing the government guarantee of and the constitutional guarantee of a sound basic education for every child because they believe that that free market approach, opening up all those options, is the best way to get there. I mean, they have blinders on, and they're following that ideological path as far as it will go, and haven't really stopped to even take stock of the consequences already.
And what do you think those consequences are? I mean, what's wrong with that philosophy?
Well, I mean, one thing that the Republicans seem to have absolutely no regard for is the resegregation of our public schools. It's almost we've traveled almost all the way back to Brown versus Board of Education in some communities, where the community school system is become largely segregated because charter schools and vouchers have allowed white students to flee from the schools. I didn't grow up in North Carolina. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. But when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, Cleveland was a deindustrializing city that had white flight out of the city schools and into the suburbs. And one of the consequences of that was that there was a subsequent lack of faith in the schools. And the schools have forever since there have had a hard time maintaining the faith of the community and getting the adequate support that they need to raise money to keep a strong school system going. I don't want to see the same thing happen in North Carolina.